Alright nerds, the new Nintendo Direct came out today, February 17th, 2021. This Direct was so unbelievably strange in really a big picture sense. It had really good Nintendo announcements, yet the games themselves looked horrible. I do want to say I am glad that the Direct happened because I know if I don't put that disclaimer in, I'm going to be hanged and get my body dissolved in acid in the comments section below. Please just watch the whole video. We waited half a decade for this. This is what we got, a Nintendo Golf mobile looking game for the Switch. The last entry, Mario Golf World Tour, came out on the 3DS and had more pizzazz than this, and it's golf on a handheld. They're barely utilizing motion controls. This is already going to be such a missed opportunity. Also, what kind of name is Mario Speed Golf? I wish they hadn't made a game to begin with. It's just an insult. Just a bland, boring Mario Golf game. Moving on, Miitopia is a 3DS game that we are now going to get on the Switch, and it costs $50. Once again, bland and boring. Nothing to look forward to, and I'm not even sure what the game will do differently than its 3DS counterpart. That is just a few years old, but we'll see where that gets us. And please don't even get me started on the Smash character. I am a little bit more okay with this than the other parts of the Direct, but it's still disappointing to see another bland anime sword fighter for Ultimate. But if you like Xenoblade, then I can at least be happy for you, but I am tired of bland anime sword fighter characters. Monster Hunter Rise is a brand new Monster Hunter game getting its own Monster Hunter themed Switch, which is actually really cool. Unfortunately, not my thing, but if you're a Monster Hunter fan, then this is really good news. So I am glad that this at least happened. The design of the Switch really does look sick. And it's getting a Pro Controller, so that is really cool. Moving on, there was some horrible rendered zombie game that looks like it belongs on the GameCube. Just gonna move past that. Oh, and a new No More Heroes game. I am not an expert on this franchise, but it has aliens now. Is that something that is good? I don't think so, but maybe? Honestly, I have no idea. I am certainly willing to say I do not know the ins and the outs of this series, but it did get announced. A port of Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville came out called the Complete Edition, which I am certainly happy to see, although it's not a very popular game, so we'll see how much of a player base it'll get since it's multiplayer focused. The biggest laugh of all was Fall Guys coming to Switch. The most dead game in existence is now on the Switch, and it is so funny. It is long past its heyday of like 6 months ago, but it could be interesting with Joy-Cons on Switch playing with a friend, but I just don't think a whole lot of people will pick it up, which is a shame because it is a high quality title. DC Superhero Girls made me want to commit self-deletus, but whatever. For some really cool news, Animal Crossing came out with Mario stuff, and there wasn't just costumes, but actually a ton of really cool looking items and a warp pipe you can just use to go to other parts of your island. I'm very pleased about this, it's super cool. I'm glad it'll be here on February 25th. Hades, deemed one of the best games of the year, is getting a physical version for the Switch, which is certainly a really neat announcement. Now, for what I was most hyped about. Zelda news. Yeah, not what I was looking for. Off the mark again. Zelda Skyward Sword is coming to Switch, and I mean, okay, that's great. But that's it? And you're going to make it $60 with slightly better motion controls? The Joy-Cons they're making for it is pretty cool, I guess, but there's no big hitters here, nothing to make an absolute hype train about. That's what pains me about this Direct. No Zelda collection, no nothing for its birthday. Skyward Sword comes out in July. So unless they do a full separate Direct like what they did for Mario, very close to release, but with no leaks occurring and Zelda information coming out in this Direct, I'm certainly not keeping my hopes up. Not to mention, stay tuned for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 news coming later this year. Obviously Zelda will be a 2022 game, and it is certainly disappointing, but somewhat expected. Let's start making our way to the finale with Star Wars Hunters! Okay, but seriously, I'm actually curious about this game. I believe it could be good, but it's EA, so who knows. Platoon 3, the final announcement of the Direct. I am ecstatic that it was announced, but it raises a ton of questions. It's just Splatoon 2 in a desert. Like, honestly, what? It's fine Splatoon 2 was similar to Splatoon 1 because no one played the first Splatoon, but Splatoon 3 just looks so samey with some sand. The biggest bummer is that it's a 2022 game, but at least 2022 is looking pretty good with Splatoon 3 and Breath of the Wild 2. The plan for this year still seems a bit murky. Obviously, some titles for this year haven't been announced yet, but it's safe to say that this is all we're really going to get for a rather long time. Overall, I was impressed by the actual announcements. I mean, some of them were great, but with nothing that really carries the Direct, the new games announced, however, were certainly disappointing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.